And crime and violence must stop.
Yeah, my people, bless upon yourself, and thanks for tuning back again. I don't know, it is a morning inside, yeah, but not so morning outside as it's, the rain. I'm doing this, close to midnight. Yeah, close to midnight, a little outdoor inspiration. But you don't know, thanks for tuning back again, man. Bless upon yourself, and I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. It's Monday, it's the start of the week, in the work vibe. So a lot of people work yesterday, but you don't know, shout out to the people who, had their local, vacation weekend, family weekend, family trip. You understand? But it's time for the morning inside, and I'm going to chop up some things, talk about, look, the MOTHERSILLE and the Kaheim Dixon, story. I'm going to talk around that, and also JPL in 5, and then a few little things in between it. You understand? But right after this, I will jump right into it and really talk about what I need to talk about. But you don't know, remember, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It's important. You understand? As you could see, I'm outside in the rain. The rain catch me outside, so I have to just continue the video. But yeah, after this, I will come right into it. Leon Bailey was missing in action, for the game versus Preston North, and also, the reason for that. When I listen to UNAI EMERY, preview press conference looking over the game, and he have said something, and this is what UNAI EMERY has to say around not just Leon Bailey but different players. But when you read between the line, it's all about rest.
This year, my objective and my idea and how we are now planning the rest of the season is to try to be full energy again. And every players focusing individually and collectively the objective we are going to face. And we are recovering in place. Only now, I think, only player being not available, ruled out is Barkley for tomorrow at the beginning. Of course, we are going to try now in the afternoon after the press conference, and the players, they are joining us today, like Emiliano Martinez, Olsen, Leon Bailey, and Andres Garcia, how they are physically, and hopefully we can keep the player we have now being available for the last 2 months.
So that's UNAI EMERY, talk about, you need energy. Sorry, that's UNAI EMERY talking about, he needs, the players to be in the squad with a lot of energy. And him have the license, to rotate. Him have the firepower to rotate, and it's just Preston, if, Leon Bailey have played so many minutes, international duty, and it's long travel. He just got back, just I think one day or the same day when the first training session after the international break, when all of the team join up. But even he talk about the Martinez coming from South America, but he's a goalkeeper, so the risk can be taken right there. He's not an outfield player. But let's get into this one though. I want to talk about this one, the Kaheim Dixon and MOTHERSILLE. Every time when a UK born player, he start to switch his nationality, play for the reggaeboyz and such and such and such, he always talk about, is he good, what he will bring to the table. And people say, look, this is MOTHERSILLE, he have double digits goal this season, he's playing in League One. Meanwhile, our own prominent player, young Kaheim Dixon, is struggling to get into League One first team for Charlton. Luckily he got over 20 minutes in that game on Saturday versus Huddersfield. But this is what I have to say around the Kaheim Dixon versus MOTHERSILLE, and why this player, yes, MOTHERSILLE is better than Kaheim Dixon. I'm not taking that away. He's a very, very good player, and I think he's playing below his level of the league divisions in England. I think he's a championship player, not a League One player. That he's proving it at this moment, to us, that he's not a League One player. He's a championship player. But what I want to say around the MOTHERSILLE issue, look, MOTHERSILLE is a youth, grew up in England, born in England. His education in football, it's a lot higher than what Kaheim Dixon would have gotten probably the last 10 years. Mothersill have been on trials at Premier League clubs, went on loan, at Derby County, went on trial at Manchester United, a couple more Premier League club, Championship club, then League One club, started out late on Orient, Chelsea, now with Peterborough. So his education around football and his development would have been much higher than a Kaheim Dixon. And for a player, for someone, to refer as, Mothersill is getting into a League One team, but our own can't get in a League One first team. Kaheim Dixon, a year ago, this is his first season outside of Jamaica. This is his first season in international, as a professional player. And he was last season, 2024-2023 season, he was playing JPL at Arnett Garden. During that spell, in 2023, he was playing the Costa Cup with Clarendon College. Where was Kaheim Dixon before his last season at Clarendon College? Not many people know about him. What he have done in the space of the Jamaican people eyes. What he have done? He haven't done anything. He had a poor season. In 2022, in the schoolboy football, he have done poorly. So that last season, sets him up really and sets him apart, from the rest of the youngsters in the country. And his education of football really started playing at big man football, playing first team football for Arnett Garden. Just one season where he scored around 4 or 5 goals. He had an excellent spell. The January that he came, after schoolboy football of 2000, he came on 2000 and I think 2024. He came, of January. He had an excellent spell. The team went to the JPL playoff. He didn't do so much in the last when it matters most in the JPL. In the playoff, but he got his move. He moved to Charlton, and I must say, when he just got there, the coach, I have done even the interview on this channel before that the coach said, look, he needs development, he needs time, the process will take time. And look, Nathan Jones, that team Charlton, finish in the bottom half after close to the relegation, fighting off, to the teams that are around them not to go down into League 2. Now when you look at they're on the other side of the table where they're fighting for promotion. So if you look at the summer building up, they were looking to make sure that they have a very good squad. The coach that make sure that he have players that he can trust, players that he think is ready and fully equipped. We know that Kaheim Dixon at that time when he moved to Charlton last summer of 2024, he was nowhere ready for League One football, the fitness level, the physicality. If you look at Kaheim Dixon coming on international duty, you could see a little bit of muscle, you could see a little bit of growth. So for Mothersill and Kaheim Dixon, it's development wise and the education wise and where they learn their football trade as a youngster, it's miles away than what Kaheim Dixon have gathered in Jamaica, even around one of the great youth coach in schoolboy football, Lenny Hyde. So Mothersill, if you look at him at this moment of Peterborough, he had 82 games, 21 goals. Over the last 2 seasons that he has been there, and this season is not the season not finished as yet. 82 games played overall. 35 goals involvement. That's 16 assists and 21 goals. So he is right up there. He's producing. But as I said before, he's playing in a league where I think he should be playing in a higher division, which is a championship player. I don't think he's a championship player, but I think on Mothersill, he will add quality to the reggaeboy team, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Look at how he's playing for Peterborough. Yes, they down there in the bottom half of the table, but he's going to add real quality to that reggaeboy team, especially and more depth of quality in that final third. But for Kaheim Dixon, played over the weekend, his team trashed Huddersfield 4-0 on the day, at the Valley. His first team football at the Valley in League One. So you have to give him some credit for that. You have to give Nathan Jones, some credit for that, to trust him. But reason why he got into the team, it was, a few players, sat out for that game because of a little niggling, little issues. But I must say, Kaheim Dixon have played over 15 academy games for Charlton this season, and during the time when Charlton was playing that League One game at home versus Huddersfield Town, his academy team was playing in a Premier League Cup playoff, that cup game that they played in the academy at Kaheim Dixon level, at the team he's playing in a Charlton Athletic Academy. They played a quarter-final. Yeah, they played a quarter-final game on Saturday as well. So I'm just saying, is it the coach is looking above where Kaheim Dixon used to play at the academy level, and now thinking that his time is at this moment, it's right now to give him more opportunity in the matchday squad. And for Huddersfield Town, for Charlton Athletic to score 4 goals in that game before, just around, I think, in between the 68th minute and the 78th minute, they scored 4, and the coach brought on Kaheim Dixon in that game in the 72nd minute of the game. So I'm looking at it, they had a very crucial game in the academy where, his team went on to last 5-3 in extra time in a quarterfinal game, in the cup game that they played. It's a Premier League Cup, yeah, in the quarterfinal. Before that, his team, played Blackburn Rovers, and he scored a hat-trick. They dropped 7-0 in the round of 16. He is the leading goal scorer for this tournament, this cup tournament. So for the coach not to let him continue to play in the academy and trust him and put him in the matchday squad, I think that kind of says something, a little bit extra. And look at how, he was giving Kaheim Dixon a little bit of extra information just as he's about to enter the frame in that game versus Huddersfield Town. But I mean, I think, that's what I, have to say. Hopefully, we can get more Kaheim Dixon in the first team squad for Charlton Athletic. But MOTHERSILLE, youth education is development, is youth development, versus Kaheim youth development. It is way off. It is way off. There is no comparison in between the players. And they talk about quality, MOTHERSILLE, is a better player than Kaheim Dixon at this moment. But one thing with Kaheim Dixon, is a live wire. He always give you this wow. If you look at the little action, the little minutes that he got in that game, look at what he have done. Nothing great, but he managed to get on the ball. He managed to put himself in goal, in goal scoring opportunity in area. So he always, put himself in these dangerous positions where he want to score goals, where he want to get an end of something. That's why I'm saying, as soon as this boy get this trust from the manager and start to play week in, week out in this team, he will prove a lot of people around Charlton and reggaeboyz fans that he is the real deal. Yeah, but move on, from that, I'm going to step in the JPL in 5. Yes, the JPL in 5, are we going in the Jamaican Premier League after this. JPL in 5, man. Bless up on yourself for the people that support the JPL in 5. It's Jamaican Premier League time. I'm going to review the 5 games that played yesterday. The first game, the only game that played on TV, Mobie, Mount Pleasant hosted Tivoli Garden at home in this game, and I must say it's a 0-0 job. But weird one, it was a weird one. Not much opportunity created. I think Tivoli created some of the, I think one opportunity that they create. I don't remember if it was Nelson, I think it was Russell Nelson, one of them, but the ex-Tivoli player, literally cleared the ball almost off the line, and I think that was the best opportunity. But Mount Pleasant drew at home. Yeah, they drew at home again. This is the first time since match day 2 when they hosted Waterhouse. They drew 0-0. They drew 0-0 at home for the first time since match day 2 versus Waterhouse at Jacksal. And they are the best team at home. They are the best team at home, Mount Pleasant. So when you look at it, man, the only team to score on them, it is Harbourview, and Umberland. Those are the 2 teams to score on them at home. So very, very impressive run. But Tivoli, look, the last 5 games they are the best team in the league. You know, the last 5 games they won 4, they drew 1. This was the one that they drew. They had 13 points. You know, they are top of the table in the last 5 games. You know, they unbeaten in 6. You know, 3 clean sheets. They have conceded just 5 goals. You know, so Jerome Wade know how to set up the team, but Tivoli came direct to play, aggressive, physical. Don't let, you know, Mount Pleasant settle on the ball. Don't let them develop anything in that midfield. But you know, have to give Jerome Wade a lot of credit. You know, he came and do what he needs to do. Not many team managed to control Mount Pleasant at home, you know, by keeping a clean sheet, not allowing them to score, and keeping them at bay, restrict their front three or their attacking players, you know. So play like Daniel Green, you know, play like Edwards, you know, didn't really have much. Kimoni Bailey came off the bench, didn't really have a sniffer, and you have to give Durham with a lot of credit for what him and his Tivoli team has achieved in that game. Also, you know, Racing versus Vere. Racing won this game 2-0. You know, Nikolai Ellis scored his 9th goal of the season, and it's a, you know, look, it's a bounce back of what happened before international break. They lost at, you know, Tivoli Garden in that game. I think it was a 3-2 game, you know. And when you look at it, you know, Tivoli, you know, beat them last fixtures before this Vere fixtures at Tivoli. They have only lost 1 game in their last 14, so it's a bounce back. Go back to winning ways, you know, for Patrick. You know, what's his name? I don't remember his name. I think it's Patrick. Patrick. The coach, I know, Anthony Patrick, you know, and Paul Walker as the assistant coach. You know, so when you look at it, you know, now they're 2 points behind Tivoli Garden with 2 games in hand. You know, but for Vere, their last 5 games, last 4, draw 1, one of the worst team alongside Dumbo Olin in the last 5 games. They only managed to collect 1 points. You know, they have scored 2 goals in the last 5 games. They have conceded 7 goals in the last 5 games with just 1 point on the board. So Vere United, I'm going to tell you this, I think Vere United will get relegated, and I'm going to tell you why. The next sets of fixtures for Vere United will be Mount Pleasant, Cavalier, Tivoli Garden and Arnett Garden. That will be the next 6 of fixtures before they finish off the regular season, I think, with Arborview and Chapelton Maroon. There's 6 points, yeah, from safety. 6 points. Where will 3 or even 6 points will come from versus Mount Pleasant, Cavalier, Tivoli Garden or Arnett Garden? I don't know. I think this is it for Vere. I think this was a game that they need to win. When you look at the, you know, I'm going to do a special different video on, you know, the whole Vere issue, but when you look at it, they're in problem. Craig Butler and Vere United is in problem. The next set of fixtures, Mount Pleasant, Cavalier, Tivoli and Arnett Garden. Where will they have never beaten these teams this season before? You know, so I think they are in big problem. If Vere escape this relegation fight, it will be one of it would be, they would have to go on a very good run. They would have to probably get at least 5 points from these 4 games, and it's just difficult. They don't even know where these games. You know, the last time they won a game, I think it was in the Clarendon Derby when they beat Humber Lion. You know, but Dumbo Olin, you know, the last, you know, the team that sit dead last and in the table when it comes down to the last 5 fixtures, they got beaten by Stars after East Arborview, own goal by Richard Brown, you know, just before the end of the first half in the 44th minute. You know, look, 7 games winless for Dumbo Olin. You know, I remember, you know, just before, even if you write off these 7 games that they winless in, you know, I forgot his name. The coach, former coach, was coming from Mount Pleasant. I forgot his name, but his team was like 6 games unbeaten. Yes, where he just continued to win, and he was getting right into the mix of the top 6. And then all of a sudden, in the last month or a month and a half, they just steal right off. You know, so I just think, you know, Harold Thomas is just keep safe, stay out. I just think 2 more wins and he will be safe in this regular season, and just, you know, get this team prepared again for next season. Then, but look, big win, this Harbourview team. They picked up crucial points in every 3 games. I think they were they're winless in the last 2 games. No, when you look at, they got full 3 points in this game. But every time they go on to draw, lose, or lose, draw, they go on to win the next game. That's how Harbourview managed to escape in this relegation fight. But they just need a couple more wins and they will be really safe. But Mullines and Umberland, played out to a 1-1 draw. This is 12 versus 13. 29 points each between these two teams. Mullines sit in 13th position above Vere, 6 points above Vere. Umberland, what you have to give Alex Thomas a lot of credit. This team was rock bottom, when he took over, and from Donovan Ducky, and again, I'm going to do a special video on the relegation fight, so I'll give more into Alex Thomas, fixtures that he played. But he managed to beat a lot of big teams at home. That's how he managed to escape, from the bottom of the league, to manage to sit just at 1 position outside of the relegation. He beat Waterhouse at home, he beat Tivoli at home, he beat Cavalier at home, so he managed to get big points at home, so he's taking advantage of. And if you look at the last 5 games at home, Umberland is a team that sits on top. Yes, in the last 5 games, much of every team that played at home. No, Umberland will sit second behind Mount Pleasant. You understand? So that's it. Mobile and Portmore played out to a 0-0 draw. Mobile, missed the opportunity to go above, Arnett Garden, who have 2 games, in hand, Mobile missed the opportunity to go, I think 2 points above Arnett Garden, or a point above Arnett Garden, who have 2 games in hand, but 2 teams that, coming into this fixtures, with no wins on the board. Mobile went to Umberland, they drew. Portmore lost at home versus Chapelton Maroon. So both teams are expecting to probably get a lot more out of this, especially Mobile. But Portmore is unbeaten, keeping their run of game. But Portmore they're 2 games now without a win. So I think Rudolph Aston will take positive out of this. Travel to the west to get a point from a team that sits third, a team that's sit right behind them. But I think previewing the game tomorrow, Arnett Garden versus Cavalier. Look, Arnett Garden is winless in the last 7 games versus Cavalier. The last time they beat Cavalier was in 2023, month of February. You understand? Cavalier, 1 win in their last 3. They lost their last game versus Umberland, at Effortville Community Center. Look, but Arnett Garden, when you look at it, since Arnett Garden, Arnett Garden have went on a very good run, since that they have feel an ineligible player versus Portmore United. They gone 6 games, win 4 and drew 2. And I think this game going to be a very good game. But if you probably look at it, I know both teams are playing, Arnett Garden, when they played very, big teams at home, they managed to get positive results. But again, they winless in the last 7 games versus, Cavalier. But the next game, Waterhouse can lead back into top 6, and just 1 point behind Cavalier, who sits on 48. If Waterhouse manage to win tomorrow, they're on 44. They manage to go on 47, just 1 point behind 5th place. But it's going to be a big game for Waterhouse. They will play Chapelton Maroon. Waterhouse yet to beat Chapelton Maroon this season. Back-to-back win for Waterhouse. They are on a very good run. They beat Harbourview, they beat Vere United. And the last time they went on back-to-back wins, it was match day 18 and 19. A win, as I said, can lift Waterhouse in 6th position. So that's it for my JPL 5. Bless upon yourself. The Monday morning insider. Thanks for watching, man. This is Nicardo Media House. See you guys. Hopefully tomorrow again, Tuesday, see you guys talking about more on local football and more on what's going on overseas with the boys. Bless upon yourself. I'm out.
And crime and violence must stop.